to go. Hey guys, welcome. It is up. 4 and 5 just walked in. Okay, now hold on 1 second. We'll call them 4 and 5.
4 and 5.
So we just kicked off starting the recording. So,
What do you want?
anyways,
Yeah,
wherever works.
Wherever you want.
Fashionably late entrance.
That worked well. Good timing.
Fashionably late, yeah.
How you doing, Paul?
On a desk.
Feeling better?
Just a cane now.
Oh,
It's
that's good.
Yeah,
Awesome.
crutches are up in the attic.
Oh, good.
Nice. Okay, so we're kicking it off now. This is August 8th, so it's been a little less than a month since we last met. And we have full quorum. All members are here right now. Just to put it out for everybody, I did invite Dan, but unfortunately it was a little last minute. He could not make it. So we'll try to get him in for the business discussion, obviously. He said he's more than willing to participate in that one.
Dan being the...
Dan Heaney.
Oh, Dan, okay.
Which we discussed in the last meeting, potentially having him and Matt come in and maybe doing a little discussion on the corner of Gilboa and North Street. So we'll have to push that until the next meeting unless he shows up for some good reason. The other thing is I had been in touch, I emailed back CMRPC with some of the older business information. I have not had a chance to reach out to the assessor's office yet, just due to work, so I have that still as an action item coming out today, is to go take care of the assessor's office for them for the business meeting. Agenda today for me was very simple. I didn't actually put a major one together. It's been a crazy few weeks. So I wanted to review the conversations with CMRPC next week. Let's review make sure we're still all on the same page on the business meeting, on the resident meeting,
Right.
and on the staff meetings that'll go on to make sure we're all good for that coming up. The Oktoberfest discussion was left open since the last meeting, so we're going to go discuss Oktoberfest. And then we can talk about any follow-up action items in business that we actually need. So anybody want to add anything to an agenda today besides that stuff?
No, we want to talk about that business meeting. Now, that's the one that's on for September 13th,
That is
correct?
correct.
Okay. Now, she had talked about not having the cameras on with that.
Yes, that was the original ask, and I think we pushed back a little bit and said,
You know, the more I've been thinking about that, I think it's a fantastic idea.
don't do cameras.
Don't do cameras, and I think we need to know, like, what are we doing right? And what are we not doing probably as well as some other towns that we could be doing better?
So I'm curious if that means we can't have a quorum then at that, because we couldn't
That
have an official
I would think
meeting.
that we should not have a quorum at it, but I think the other thing too is that we should have this as like a learning type of thing,
Okay.
where we get information, and I think that,
It'll be a fact-finding tool.
yeah, fact-finding, you know? Let's see,
Yep.
what are we doing right, and what could we use improvement on?
Okay.
And I kind of think that the only people who should be at the meeting are the business people that want to come.
Business owners and/or potentials. Yep.
Yep. Or
Developers, all that stuff,
developers,
yeah.
Yep. And I think that we can't have a quorum on anything, so a couple of selectmen, the town manager.
Two of us, 2 selectmen.
Right.
Is all we're going to be able to have. We can have Matt and
Right.
Bill.
No, I don't think we should have.
Don't have
him.
Bill there?
I don't think we.
Okay, part of the feedback loop.
I don't think we should have Bill. I don't think we should have the building inspector. I don't think we should have the fire chief. I don't think we should have the highway department.
Any
They were-
bottlenecks
Yeah.
potentially lie, we want to know.
Right.
But if that person is sitting here, you know, let's say we got a problem with the fire department, you know,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yep.
We don't want the fire chief here.
To get defensive and then get.
Right, and this guy might not open up because he might have to deal with this person later on.
Okay.
You know?
So let me do this. So for this, we'll decide in a minute for who of us wants to be there, who can be there. I will reach out to Kevin from the selectmen at a minimum, just to say who from the selectmen would actually work to be on here. And I can also email Matt at the same point.
Right,
And
we
just we'll keep
definitely
it
need
to
the
that.
town manager.
We do need Matt there, yeah.
Yeah.
Who is around? I am officially around that Thursday the 13th, I think. Yep, it looks like I am.
I can definitely be here.
Does anybody want to do that? So now it's 2 of us that potentially can make it.
Yeah, I'd just as soon watch it on TV.
But it's
Well,
not
we're
gonna be on
but no,
TV.
fair enough. I knew what he meant.
I'd just as soon hear the reports afterwards.
Report out. Okay, so he wants to report out. You guys interested in being there? Down to 3 of us?
Not particularly.
Because 3 is a quorum, right?
3's
So
quorum.
those
Can't
are
do
the
3.
problems.
So
We can't
And
do
if you can't make
only
it,
2 of us.
then
So let's say, so I definitely can make it. And so let's get 3 of us and we'll figure out exactly, depending, my
Okay.
schedule changes once in a while. I'll be in Austin till Wednesday, so I'm coming back anyway. So I have a flight issue. It's good to have 3 of us.
Yeah.
So who wants to be an alternate?
I can be an alternate.
He can be.
You can be the alternate,
Okay.
okay. And I could actually run the meeting with her, because that's part of my daily job at work, is actually doing
Yeah.
summits and interlocks and driving
Okay,
things like
okay.
that. So I think it'll work well.
What was the date again? September?
13th.
September 13th. Now, are you gonna talk to the town, one of us is gonna have to talk to the town manager and tell him how we want this thing to go?
I'm going to talk to Matt.
Okay, and are you?
I'm going to send an email actually off to him and Kevin. I'll explain
And,
it.
and are you, in with, that lady too that was here from CMRP?
Yeah, so that was my point, is I was emailing with her.
Right.
So I'm all set with
Yeah.
that. Yep. So on the back end, we're good to give her updates and get
Right.
her aligned on that.
Right,
Yep. Now, the thing I don't know if I'm going to be available for is she wanted to try to pull off staff meetings
Yeah.
in the same day as doing that type of thing. It was probably more for their travel, I'm going to bet, than anything at this
Yeah.
point. I couldn't be here during the day, I know that.
yeah, not on the 13th though, right?
No, and maybe that is just a one-on-one for her to go around and talk to people
Right.
in the staff whenever she feels like she can. So I'm going to probably put it out there, and we'll have to have Matt set that up probably with the staff to basically give everybody a heads up that, if
It might be better for her
scheduling
to wait
things.
for the staff meetings until after she gets this input,
Okay.
wouldn't you think?
Well, I mean, one's a jaded viewpoint, one's an unjaded viewpoint. I think to your point, if she does it before the business meetings, it might be a little less jaded. If she does it after, she might have a little bit more things in her head about what's going on there. So,
Where the bottlenecks are.
which I don't know if that's good or bad, by the way, but it could help guide questions for her,
Right,
to your point.
that's what I think, you know, that she could help her with the
Okay.
questions.
So let's. So I'll reach out to her again, and I think we put her on the calendar to come out that first week in September, anyways, the 4th or 5th, I think it was, which was our first meeting of that month. So she was going to come in and sit down with us and review, anyways, the plan. So I'll make sure she's prepped for that meeting to give us a readout of how she wants to handle the staff meetings. Also,
Okay. Now, how are we gonna try to get these people to the meeting?
that's the trick.
Yeah, okay.
I don't have a plan for that. Word of mouth is the first thing.
Yep.
We can probably reach out to people. I think we
Okay.
have to canvass the town a little bit and do the owner thing like we did last time.
Right.
If we're going to do that, do we need a flyer to hand out as a reminder, or is this more of a meet and greet, shake hands, and then have a follow-up mechanism with them that's probably like a week before type of a thing?
You just echoed my thoughts
That was what I just said?
with a
Okay.
follow-up
With a follow-up. Which means we need to start canvassing like
now.
now,
No.
between now and let's just say like the 27th, right? So the next 2 weeks,
Yep.
roughly.
Okay.
If we can spend the next 2 weeks, and so we'll have to divvy up the town. The easiest way to do that is, and we're not going to make this formal because we can take a list and assign everybody a list, but some of us are still working, some aren't working, but you're part-time working. If we can literally just everybody, when you drive by a place, if you have the time, stop in, try to talk with the owner. If you do, just shoot off an email to all of us, copy an email and say, I talked to this person today.
Okay.
And everybody just make sure you kind of try to check your email on that, and we'll keep a running list. That's probably going to be the easiest way.
Any problem with shooting these emails on that open meeting law?
We're not having any discussions or anything. This is a tracking
Yeah.
mechanism. Will that really be an issue?
I don't know.
Well, it would just be notifying what businesses
Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't a discussion.
contacted, so you
Yeah.
avoid
Right.
duplication.
Okay, well, someone needs to go to the community development office and get a list of all the people who've been doing some developing in town.
Wow, that was hold on. Go to that corner. So,
Anybody want to volunteer?
Bob, yup.
So,
I guess I can.
There we go. It's always send it down.
That was a
to-
good redirect. I like
send
that.
It, send it down to the newbie.
Next time when you ask where to sit, just on the other side. So if you can go to the assessor's office and ask, well, is it the building department? Who would be the best?
I would say community development, because they're the ones that get all the plans. You know
Okay.
what's going on, I would think. You
And
probably-
actually, Bill would be good too on that, I think.
Probably could go to the building.
Yeah, so you probably, I know you know Bill.
Yeah.
So if you can talk to Bill and maybe hit up also community development
And
at the
the
same
building
time.
department is in the same place, so. So building.
Yeah, they're all in there. I don't know
James.
Jane's replacement yet. I haven't met
Yeah,
her.
I think I did meet her, but I forget.
But so start with Bill, and he can probably help you point you in the right direction with
it would
community
be
development.
good if we had a little flyer or something we could just hand them.
I have the original one. I still have it, the one I created.
Yeah.
Actually, Luke, would you be up for helping update that and modifying it?
Yep.
Okay.
then could, I know, I'm not afraid of the open email, but if you could send it, then we could print it out and we'd each have one, instead of having to come here and
Yep, we could do that.
get it, we'll
Yeah,
just
and
print
an
it out on
email
our own
attachment.
computers. What's that?
Put in an email attachment.
Yeah.
Well, so that's the problem we had last time is we don't have most people's emails. Which, hold on,
No,
okay.
no, we meant to ourselves.
Just us.
Oh, internally,
Yeah,
yeah, I'll
yeah,
email it
so
to
we can-
everybody.
then
That's
we
not a
can
problem.
print it
You guys
out
can
so
print it
we
out
have-
yourself if you want to bring it.
Yeah,
Print out the flyer ourselves.
So
Right.
one of the things that, and I'll send an email just with the flyer. I'll copy you guys with Luke. He'll send out the final. But one of the asks I think is, which would be good to start is, can we start a list of email addresses for all the potential businesses and developers that we are contacting now, so we have it going forward because we don't have anything right now.
Do we
in
have,
emails?
are we able to use something like a Google spreadsheet to track
Yes.
stuff like that?
100%.
Okay,
Yeah. Yep. Especially since that's publicly accessible, that actually would work.
okay.
So.
But, you know, the flyer would give the time, date, and basically what items.
Yeah, so I'll drop the flyer into Google Docs. Actually, I like where Luke was going with that. I'll drop it over to Google Docs, and then I'll just send out the link to the Google Docs so you guys can all print. It's real easy to print it.
Okay. Yeah, do that.
You open it and you literally just say print.
It'll also be very
It won't
easy
be
for us
complex.
to keep track of people that we've already reached out to. You could just put a name and an email
Yeah.
address, add a row.
So can I ask you to track that when the emails come through?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So, good. I think we have a plan now. We have the next 2 weeks, so I'll work on getting the document converted over tonight into tomorrow. I should have it by probably Friday at the latest. I'll get the email out to everybody. I assume starting Monday-ish, we can all basically try stopping by places. Now, when we think of businesses in town, we're all gonna go congregate towards Main Street, but we do have to remember.
Pizza places.
There's, well, besides the pizza places, we also have behind the dump, there's the dance studio and Douglas Animal Hospital, and we just have a whole bunch coming out that way. We have Family Fuel. We want to make sure we include ones out that way also. So I don't know, most of you go out that way. I don't tend to go that way as much because I'm more on this side of town. But just keep that in mind as you're heading out that way.
You know what, I'll go into the town clerk and see who has business, you know, it says, you file a business,
We have a list of that. That was the original list that Paul and I pulled. It was extremely large because a lot of them are not storefront
Non-existent.
places.
Right, right.
A lot of them are people that have a home license, contractor license, that are working out of their house type of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
By the way, are those also ones that we want to make sure we're reaching out to, is kind of all the individual independent contractors, home contractors and landscapers and
Yeah, electricians.
electricians? The reason I asked, I'm a little on the fence. I don't know if a yes or no on this because
we could
when they look at the
overwhelm it.
town, are they looking at the town as a business positive or negative thing, or are they just saying like, hey, we're a contractor and I don't know. They don't own storefront, they don't pay business tax against the town.
We could ask. We could
Yeah.
just pick a couple and ask if they would even care.
Yeah, we
It's
can hit
relevant.
a few people.
Okay.
I don't know the answer on that one
Yeah.
yet.
The whole
we
gist
do.
of this is to find out why business is not coming here and going elsewhere. They're already here, and they're not applying for permits, so they're not going through the process.
Right.
They won't lead us to a
Answer.
bottleneck, per se.
I like the way you think. That's kind of the, what's our outcome of this,
We're
right?
trying to
Right.
find out, why are people going to Webster, Northbridge, Uxbridge, Oxford?
So you're hitting
instead of
on the
Douglas?
developers and some of the other ones that are probably going to be almost more important than the existing businesses. Existing businesses are, why are we maybe not helping you grow or enable
Right,
you to
right.
upgrade or enable you to do X,
Find a
Y,
business that
Z?
just left, why did you leave?
Yeah. Who just left? We'll have to figure that one out.
Yeah, we'd like to attract new
Yeah.
business, but
Yeah,
we also want to
exactly.
help our existing
Right, we do
business.
No,
want
he's building on this side of town, just thinking that, yeah, he came back.
We do want to attract new business and help the existing ones.
Which
but
is developers.
We gotta find out if we have things that we could do better.
In general.
In general, you know, and what's good and what isn't. What type of rules and regulations do they have in other towns that we don't have? Or
Yep.
what do we have that's slowing things down when it could go faster and?
So let's make, agenda item for next time, minutes discussion is next time, which is the September 5th meeting, let's make sure that we all bring types of questions to that meeting. And we want to work with, I forgot her name right now, we want to work with her to get a centralized list of potential questions that aligns to her thing that she gave us, right? She broke it down to like 5 categories or 4 categories. We want to kind of align to that type
Right.
stuff, so.
So let me
Dominique,
make sure that
Dominic, thank you.
I understand what we're doing there.
So we are, so for September 5th, we are all to put at least 5 minutes of thought between now and then into the topic of what types of questions do we want answered in the business meeting that we're gonna have.
Okay.
And there'll only be 2 of us there.
And there will be 2 of us to help deliver that with,
Right.
Dominique's the one supposed to be running this, by the way, right?
So you remember her name?
No, he just, no, Paul just said it. So I took it from him. So, yeah.
Okay.
I wish we were, this is my lack of knowing common law and
Yeah.
towns and stuff.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to get a bypass if we do have quorum, but we don't officially make it a real meeting? Are you allowed to
don't know.
do
As long
that?
It's public, right? It's so,
I don't
it's
know
not
about that.
public.
I
Well,
don't
so I'm going to throw this even further out.
Yeah.
If we all show up at a town meeting, that's an official town meeting, we are not having an EDC meeting.
That's a public
It
meeting.
is
Right,
public
but
meeting.
we're not
though.
meeting
There's a
amongst
difference.
ourselves.
There's a difference of public.
I know, I don't know the answer.
Yeah.
Who
I
would,
guess Matt would have to be the one that would know the answer.
I'll ask Matt.
I would think it would be
Well,
him.
right, as of right now, Matt, we're limiting this to 2 people. Do you know anything stopping us from bringing more than 2 people from the EDC, but not declaring it a public meeting?
Right,
I'll ask
Yeah.
Matt.
yeah, because we're going on what Dominique said, that, and we agree with her 100%. We
Yeah.
want to get the answers. And I think Matt wants the answers too. You know,
Okay.
he's new here.
Okay, so I think we've done a good job in the business discussion. We have a bunch of follow-ups.
Okay.
Before you 2 jumped in, by the way, I had asked Luke just to take high-level bullets,
Okay.
so that next time we'll have those to be able to read
Yeah.
off for a few minutes.
Okay.
Okay. What else then? Oktoberfest.
Yep.
We threw it out last time that do we potentially want to do Oktoberfest? I did find out I cannot.
You can't.
Really?
I can't.
I apologize.
Because I have my thing I do. I don't really think it was that important, frankly.
It was a nice to do.
It was a nice thing, right? I mean, we can still walk around at Oktoberfest and
Oh, 100%.
Play up
I have
and-
something I got to do part of the day, so I'll be able to show up, but I will not be able to spend the day there. That's part of my problem. So,
Not
and it might rain again for the 3rd year in a row.
My daughter refers to it as Swamp Fest.
So,
I don't know if I'll be in Cancun or yet.
There you go.
I'm still waiting for an answer. If
Good
I'm
problem to have.
home, I could possibly man a booth. I would love to ask the town people.
We're gonna have that option.
I would love to ask everybody that walks by the booth, do you consider Douglas business or anti-business?
You do know the answer, right?
No.
No. Oh, I think I would consider most people saying anti-business right
I
now.
would say anti-business.
Most people that have online.
Follow-up
the-
question.
we like the
Why?
green forest and the white open.
And the
space.
why is so I will, speaking as a
That's what I wanna
resident,
know.
not as an EDC member,
Yeah.
I would bet that it's probably more about perception than reality for a lot of the answers we're going to get. But unfortunately, part of perception we have to deal with is that, and that's what could scare people away, because sometimes they don't get to the reality yet.
And then there's a
So,
lot of homeowners who are gonna be in this permitting process that just went through it probably. And I would like to further that survey and put every department down there, including us, and say, where do you think the problems are? Label them from 1 to 10.
you are just going to go hard at it, aren't you?
You can always tell the engineers.
Oh no, I know I'm with them, but I'm like, I love to get those answers. I just don't think that's in the EDC's probably
Probably
scope
outside of the EDC, right?
charter.
Well, I don't know about that.
No,
Well,
the homeowner
It's anti-business.
permitting process.
I think it's all kind of.
We'd all be curious, by the way. I'm with you there. I just don't know if it's in part of the business development, economic
I
development.
think it is economic development as well. Part of the reason that we can't get CVS or
It's 'cause
any
there
of
aren't
those
enough
others
people there.
is we don't have the people there.
It's a round robin.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, the only question I would beg there is, do we appear to be a town that is inhibiting house building and growth and the housing market side of it, not the business side of it, right? I think that's basically the question you're kind of getting at. I haven't seen, but that's just me, again, just watching houses go up and how busy next door is right now in the zoning and planning boards, but, so, well, if we don't have a booth, we can't ask the questions anyways.
Right.
We are gonna have so we gotta remember October, what was the date? October,
I don't know when Oktoberfest.
not Oktoberfest, our resident meeting that we're gonna have.
Okay.
Was
Sorry.
that,
Down October 3rd.
was it October 3rd? No, it was later than that.
That would be Oktoberfest probably, right?
The 6th, I
3rd.
thought was
October
October.
3rd is an EDC meeting.
So it was a following week, the 13th, was it? Oh, no, it was the September.
13th is a
Yeah, so Oktoberfest would be the 6th of
So we
October.
discussed having the resident discussion on the 10th or 11th, was it? Or 17th and 18th, something like that.
No, we'll have to send that out.
I have it in my notes. I don't have my notes on me
Yeah.
right this second.
Yeah, I don't know. I need-
That would be the meeting, to the point you're making, Bob, I think that's where we can ask those types of questions. Definitely ask those questions there. The turnout will be a different discussion, right? You're not gonna have all the foot traffic. By the way, we can set you up with a poncho and a big signboard if you want at the Oktoberfest, and you can have them move around. Exactly. Okay, so Oktoberfest, at this point, I can't make it. I know it shouldn't be relying fully on me, but I have the stuff. If you guys do want to go through with it, let me know and we can still set it up. I can still make the flyers and do the other stuff I was doing in whatever it was, not Photoshop, the other stuff.
I can't make it because I work with the
You're in
Historical Society.
Red,
there.
you're the Red Sox.
It
Yankees
was
fan.
good visibility for us, but, I don't know how much of an impact it had, but people at least knew that we were pro-business, trying to get them in here and
Yeah.
trying to attract.
And we still have time to
tax.
decide. We can always
Yeah.
ping them, not last minute, but we still probably through the next meeting. If we come up through the next meeting and you guys decide you really want to pull it off, let me know, and we'll be able to do a go on it. What else was on the list?
Follow-ups.
Follow-ups with.
That's what else is on the list. You said you wanted to talk
Yep,
about.
no, you had the agenda, okay.
Oktoberfest, Business meetings with CMRC and follow-ups.
CMRPC.
Now,
Yep.
who's paying for CMRPC anyway?
The state right now.
State's
So
good.
this current one is the state.
The state's gonna
We
pay
did have a
us.
conversation in one of these smaller meetings that we had, I think quorum, I think this was a few months ago,
Mm-hmm.
it must have been, that we debated, is it worth it to continue to drive CMRPC if we have to pay for it?
Yeah, right.
We have to see what's the value we're getting out of it. I think it'll be interesting to see how these meetings go and what actually comes out of that. We'll know by November, I'm assuming November to December, if it's worth it to do another round with them after that.
Yeah.
I remember Phil used to have a little crusade about the state, it's our money, it's the state's money paying for it. And, even though it's not the town.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Well,
budget.
as of right now, it is officially the state paying for it.
Right.
Yeah, if it's all personally, yeah, we're all paying taxes into it,
Right,
but.
right,
like,
Better it goes to us than some other town, I
Right,
think.
right.
Yes, somebody's gonna get it. Right now, we're lucky enough to
In
have
the
it.
past, we had, but I didn't think we got really all that much out of it.
Yeah, I was not as happy on the last round with Ron, to be totally blunt, before this. I think that I would like to see where that led into this. If this
Yeah.
takes us to a step further,
Right, 'cause
I
don't
would be a
think
little bit
that was
happier.
Really worth what we
Yep.
paid.
And I think we've given that feedback to them. I know I have talked to
Yeah.
Bill and Matt about that in the
I
past,
think,
so.
the time we had that, they looked at that land up on the Douglas, I think we got a lot out of that. Then the state ended up with the land, so that was a big
Yeah.
waste of money.
Yeah.
Right. Then all the work done on the Pine site,
Yeah.
I mean, there's been a lot of money put into that and just planning and,
I don't know what was actually put into it. That's the problem. Like, nothing came out of that.
Nothing came out of it because they're still running a business there.
Right,
And
so-
unfortunately, I remember telling them at the town, you're chasing the wrong thing. You should be chasing
Pipe dream.
after the web stuff because that's ready to go and the state is trying to steal it on us, but oh no, they were focusing on that. And the thing is, that is going to happen by itself when it happens.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
don't have
Agreed.
to put any money into that.
Okay, so as far as follow-ups go, anybody else have any topics you wanted to cover today?
nope, I was interested last week in hearing that Dunkin' Donuts is, the last
The
meeting.
last meeting.
Dunkin' Donuts is gonna build across from the,
Sounds like that's as of
Existing.
now a go. I don't know any updates, but we can get an update. That'll be a good one.
yep, I haven't seen any signs going up or
I did
anything.
see, just as a quick update in the middle, you guys probably noticed the Geolicious ice cream.
Yeah.
They didn't officially leave. They're converting the business over to a dog groomer or a pet groomer or something like that.
Downtown?
Still the same owners, as far as I
okay.
understand it. This is more an online discussion that was had. Looks like they're converting over just to a different business. Who is it?
Next to Harry's there?
Next to
Gregory's.
Gregory's. The Little Bean. It's next to the Little Bean, the little inlet.
The old post
pushing-
office building.
So it looks like they're converting over, but they're not leaving.
Okay, we'll see.
So that's a good thing, right? We'll want to invite them also. We'll make sure we get in there because they're same owners, so they'll still have a history with the town. And what else?
We have the bridge on North Street open now, so
That's nice.
merchants in town are gonna get a little more traffic.
Yeah,
They complained about that.
they did.
Yeah.
What took the longest was, I heard, I don't know if this is true or not, that conservation wouldn't give it an emergency thing, that they could just get in there and do it.
Oh, I
They had
don't
to go
even know.
through the whole shebang.
No idea on that one, but
And we did talk to Dan out in the parking lot
Yeah.
after the last
Yeah.
meeting, right? And, I mean, there still is action there if he would love to sell it.
well, that was why we tried to get him in here. So we're gonna aim. I'll aim for September
I think
4th.
ZBA meeting right now, aren't they?
Yeah, but is he in there?
He's the chairman.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a reason he can't meet with us then. Okay, well, that's a problem. We'll have to figure that one out then. Well, actually, the next meeting we have might not align with them because of Labor Day. We'll see how meetings line up for Labor Day.
Yeah.
By the way, is everybody going to be here for Labor Day week? Is anybody going away?
Should be here.
Don't
What's that,
think
the
I am.
meeting
There's
on
an
the 5th?
outside chance that I might.
5th or 6th. Now I'm looking back. I think was it the 5th?
Wednesday's the
Fifth.
5th.
Yeah, so it'll be Wednesday the 5th. Yep.
Right.
I'm here.
Okay, I'm here too.
I can't say for sure.
Okay, so
I
just
would
keep that in
say-
mind.
Probably, but there's like a 50% chance, maybe not.
Okay. So keep that in mind. That's all I had for today, unless any other topics.
Do you want to review the action items?
Go for it.
Brad to reach out to Kevin to find out which selectmen would be able to be present. You're going to email Brad to email Matt,
It's gonna be on the same email. Yep.
whatever. EDC members will talk to business owners over the next 2 weeks. Bob to get a list of developers in town from the assessor's office or community development or Bill C.
By the way, can we add to that commercial real estate people that they might have relationships with in town too? That might not be called developers. Bill would maybe know some of those names.
Brad to send flyer to the EDC. Luke to update and revise that flyer. Luke to scaffold tracking sheets. For the September 5th, the EDC will consider questions we want answered in the business meeting. Brad to check with Matt to see if it's possible to have more than 2 of us without breaking the open meeting law.
Perfect.
Okay, one other thing that I'd like to put on that is, let us know as soon as possible if Matt agrees to no TV and no officials here. Because if
Yes.
we're gonna be going out and meeting
Oh, that's a
people-
question?
If we, well.
Well, we could do no TV if we don't have quorum, no
Right,
matter what. That's
right.
they couldn't tell us yes or no on that. The question's going to be,
Well, if they show up and they got it on, were we gonna go over and close the door?
no, we just won't get it on as an officially public. If it's not a public meeting, they won't have a video.
All right, well, whatever.
But I'll deal with that. I'll take care of
Yeah,
that.
deal with that,
Yeah,
but, you know, we're gonna be going out and seeing people and tell them, look, you gotta come over and tell us, you know, whatever, and with it, the TV's not gonna be here, and none of those officials are gonna be here that you could speak
You want the
freely.
constraints in place so you can tell everybody what the
They tell you
guidelines
This is what
are.
it's gonna be, and all of a
Yep.
sudden you say, oh, no, well, Matt didn't think that was a good idea, and da-da-da-da, and, I don't wanna be bringing anybody here under.
I'll see if I can even pull him out from that meeting because he's obviously next door right now. I think I saw him walk in.
Matt?
Yeah, I think I saw Matt walk.
ZBA meeting?
I think I saw him walk in there.
Oh.
He was in last week. That's how he popped in
Yeah,
here.
yeah, usually
So-
the town manager doesn't go to those, but that's
The
okay.
meeting could actually be just billed as a discussion between the 2 members of the EDC and local businesses, you know?
Well, that's it. It wouldn't be a
That's what
public
it's gonna
full EDC meeting then. Yeah. So I'll get that information.
Okay,
So
As opposed to an EDC meeting.
right.
So now what do we do with the minutes?
just email them out.
Just to everybody?
Email them out is fine.
Okay.
Yep. I've never seen, they used to have an online tracking mechanism, which I haven't seen utilized in a very long time,
Mail's fine.
considering the list that I have access to
No
it. And
idea what an online tracking mechanism.
there was, it's the website actually has like a back end where I used to see all the minutes posted, but I haven't seen that. And I don't know if we should copy Chris on that. Maybe we should. Maybe she would post them. I don't know. But people will watch the video if they care.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's a neat thing.
I
It's
know, in a way
available.
with the videos, you wonder why you have to take minutes anymore.
Well, right now you need minutes to keep us in line. I think more than actually.
So we know what we did last
we know
time.
we did last time.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is.
Hey, so the big thing is the flyer, if you can get that out.
Yes, I will ASAP that. I got to go find it. It's on my home PC.
Okay, that'd be good.
Cool.
Okay, now,
Well-
meeting with us is September 5th.
That's correct.
When's this meeting with these business people?
That was the 13th of September.
13th, okay.
That was that Thursday.
13th, right?
So we have a week basically before that meeting to get any final nuances
Right.
finished off. So, and also to have a gut check maybe on that. You know what? So we said we were going to do a follow-up. We will officially work on that Thursday, the 6th, as when the follow-up should go out. Now the follow-up we have to figure out is that phone calls. Is that email, if we have enough emails. So we got to remember, we got to grab people's emails to be able to add them to our list. And we can ask them, you know, they don't have to say yes, but hey, would you be interested in joining the EDC list? We want to collect your emails to be able to communicate with you better.
Right.
And that should be, hopefully the majority of them, hopefully is yes.
Would those things be public? Because I don't know, I don't think I'd want,
Publicizing.
No, they're, right now they should be just all part of the list that we're maintaining here.
okay, I wouldn't want my emails and everybody bugging me.
Nope. Yeah, I know, once you put that in Google search, then everybody has their email.
Right.
Which wouldn't be healthy.
Right.
Yeah, those that come to the meeting will definitely get their emails, you know. and-
Right,
Yeah, so we're gonna need a sign-in sheet. We'll get some of that stuff, obviously,
Yeah.
but we gotta get them here first.
yeah, right, see who can get them here
So,
first, right?
yeah. I mean, we mentioned the last time we did this, we had 3 or 4 businesses, people come in. I would hope for,
Hopefully we can get.
I would want to push for a solid 15 to 20, I would be happy with, if we can get that many. But we including developers and real estate, other people
Yeah.
here, we didn't have them last time.
Right.
So,
Let's see what happens.
okay. Is everybody good? Anybody want
Just making sure I got everybody's, oh, you just sent everybody's email address out?
to, yep. Anybody want to officially kick off the closing of the meeting?
I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.